Hey there, I'm Katie Cleveland, and this is Walking Together, a Christian parenting podcast. My education in early childhood development and social and emotional learning helps me to teach God's Word to kids each week, but I want you parents to be the main teachers of the faith to your kids. Join us each week as we explore topics that both kids and parents can use to build their relationships to God and with each other. Welcome back, friends. In today's episode, we're going to continue the conversation around wholehearted learning and how we can use it. We have covered SEL competencies each week to break it down into bite-sized pieces. And so far, we've talked about self-awareness and social awareness, which are great places to start for wholehearted learning. But once you become more aware, you actually need to start doing something about it. That's where self-management comes in. Self-management are the steps you need to take to change behavior and learn self-control. Trust me, it's easier said than done. I would say that I am a very aware person, but that doesn't mean that I do what I need to do to control my habits, impulses, and the words I might say when I'm under a lot of stress. And we aren't trying to aim for perfection here, but progress. God gave us His Spirit, a spirit of love and of self-control. A spirit of love and self-control. This spirit lives inside all believers, which means it's possible for us to use self-management in our day-to-day lives. One tool you can use to be proactive about your actions, good or bad, is an activity called draining your emotional jug. I would like to give credit to our family and marriage counselor, Wendy Lou, for teaching me this process. What an emotional jug is, it's everything that affects you some way, whether it's good or bad. Often we let our jugs get too full and then they spill over or dump onto someone. That person usually is someone who we're close to. We lash out on our spouses, we yell at our children, we might be rude to a coworker or boss. Emptying our emotional jug will help you to manage stress and calm yourself down. You can do this activity with a close friend or a family member. Probably don't do it with the person who's causing your stress. We'll cover that in another conversation. This activity is just meant to calm you down so you can best deal with your stress and act appropriately when people start to push your buttons. This activity is also a great one to do with your kids if they're having trouble managing their anger. It starts like this. Have one person ask you, "What is something that made you mad today?" You think and you answer, and then they continue. "What is something that made you sad today?" "What is something that made you worry today?" The language can change based on the age and maturity of the person answering the questions, but always try to end the questions with, "What is something that made you glad today?" It's good to end on a high note. Just getting these things out in an appropriate way can help us use self-control when things feel out of control. There are also tools we can use in the moment when we're facing hard situations. Deep breathing is another common one. Or if you're really tense, step away for a moment and take a break. All these things are better than lashing out on someone who may not deserve it. Kids, we have a responsibility to control our words and actions as well. Anyone who would like to tell me about how they use self-management this week, whether it was taking a deep breath or emptying out their emotional jug with a parent or friend, will get a sticker. Or, if you're listening from far away, leave your comment in the comment box. I would love to hear how you choose to use self-control. I want to end today's show with a Bible verse. "For God gave us a spirit not of fear, but of power and love and self-control." 2 Timothy 1:17. Join us next week as we continue the series of wholehearted learning and how to use it. The competency we will be discussing will be relationships. See you next time. This is Katie Cleveland with Walking Together, a parenting podcast.